Synopsis number 7. Meanwhile the evening came. Synopsis is the right word. Paragraph section. At last night came, and a cold wind blew over the lonely one. Then Zarathustra rose and said to his heart, Verily, it is a beautiful catch of fish that Zarathustra has brought in today. Not a man has he caught, but a corpse. A jester can become man's fatality, but I am still far from them, and my sense does not speak to their senses, and I am still the mean between a fool and a corpse. Zarathustra hoisted the corpse on his back and started on his way, and he had not taken him 100 steps when a man sneaked up to him and whispered in his ear, and behold, it was the jester from the tower. Go away from this town, Zarathustra. There are too many here who hate you. You are hated by the good and the just, and they call you their enemy and despiser. It was your good fortune that you were laughed at, and verily you talked like a jester. But go away from this town, or tomorrow I shall leap over you. Zarathustra never said a word, and went his way.
I think all you can really get from this metaphor is just how complex Nietzsche is going to say the situation is. Here he is carrying the corpse of a man that in this metaphor that he's set up represents a failed man, someone who is unable to cross the rope successfully. The jester, might be trying to get to the overman, but no, because his destination was not in mind. The jester seems to be just a master of climbing on the ropes of this bridge, and he knocks a man that was actually trying to cross off the rope. And of course, the man was not physically knocked, he was startled, and therefore has some responsibility of his own. But Nietzsche values this man because he was trying to overcome. And nobody in the village values that man. They were all collected there to see a show, and even they did not value him. Nobody's trying to prosecute the jester. To the people in the town, everything seems as it is, and the man that fell was forced down by the devil, and they want nothing now to do with him, no one besides Zarathustra. So it's a complicated thing, because theoretically the jester in that metaphor would be an overcomer. He lived with the spree, and indeed the jester does understand Zarathustra a little bit better and has more sympathy for him than other people in the town, but still he's not quite like Zarathustra.
He heard so much of the hungry howling of the wolves that he himself felt hungry. So he stopped at a lonely house in which a light was burning. Zarathustra knocked at the door of the house. An old man appeared carrying the light and asked, Who is it that comes to me and to my bad sleep? A living and a dead man, said Zarathustra to his heart. An insight has come to me. Companions I need. Living ones, not dead companions and corpses whom I carry with myself wherever I want to. Let Zarathustra speak not to the people, but to companions.
This is an important little part of Zarathustra, because this comes down to Nietzsche's style and why he advocated going ahead and being confusing, and why he says that you can't understand his ideas unless you already came to them at least most of the way by yourself. And it's really a philosophical method, and it relates to, for example, people doing philosophy on YouTube, where we assume people want a crowd, they want to be the tightrope walker, they want to have a spectacle and be at the center of it. And Nietzsche's point is that no, this is not really about performance. He doesn't understand performance anyway, and he's really talking to those fellow travelers that want to make progress as well, and as colleagues. You can discuss that with your fellow travelers, and these fellow travelers have the ears to hear it, and they have knowledge to offer you in return. And this really is how Nietzsche presented his philosophy. He's not trying to convince a bunch of people. He's not going into the square and speaking in terms that everybody will get or understand. He's not trying to hit the heartstrings of people in terms of what they already feel and know. He's trying to travel forward into the future, and he's going to struggle with how do you bring people with you, or do you bother? Do you simply, instead of forcing corpses along with you, do you simply travel and take the company of those that would, of their own accord, travel with you?
Zarathustra shall not become the shepherd and dog of a herd. So he wants equals. Behold the believers of all faiths. Whom do they hate most? The man who breaks their tables of value. Companions the Creator seeks, not corpses. Companions, not herds and believers. Destroyers they will be called, and despisers of good and evil.